you are ready for the golf. I'm so glad you could join us for this event presented by the TGC Network. We are just about ready to kick off our first event of the season. I am excited to say the least. We're down on the first tee off now. And about 130 yards to the pin. Going with the pitching wedge here. And the shot's looking pretty good. And he's in the short stuff now. And this one's about 6 feet away. For the bird. And now let's move to the second hole. Going with the 8-iron. I think you'll like that. And this one's for birdie. Just missing here. And this putt is for par. And that putt will drop. And now let's move to the third hole. This one's looking pretty good so far. And nothing wrong with that shot. And I think you'll like that. Okay, from 28 feet to the cup. Ooh, just missing here. 5 feet to go here. And that putt drops for par. And the wind definitely could be a factor on this one. Let's see how this tee shot goes. It's looking like it's heading into the fairway. And a $190 out here. And that looks like a 5-iron. And this putt is for birdie. And finishing the hole with a solid putt. Okay, and here is the 5th hole. And a promising looking shot here. And about 175 yards to the pin. Looks like a 7-iron. I think he's going to like that. And this putt is for birdie. Ooh, I thought that was going to go. And this one's for par. And that one's right in the cup. And now setting up for the par 4. Well, I'm pretty sure this is going to land in the fairway here. And about 175 yards away here. And looks like a 6-iron. He's got to be pleased with that. This is looking like 17 feet from here. Oh goodness, that was almost in. And let's see what the 7th hole has in store today. It looks like the hybrid is on display here. Poor luck on that approach shot. Bit too much club on that one. And this putt could save par. And this putt is for the bogey. And the putt will drop. And next on the plate is the 8th hole. And pretty sure he's going to like that. And about 19 feet to go here. Oh my gracious, that was close. Now let's see how things are shaping up on the leaderboard. And next up is a par 4, folks. And it's looking like this is bound for the short stuff. About 160 yards to the pin here. And here's an 8-iron. This is heading towards the green. And about 14 feet away here. Oh my goodness, that was close. And this putt is for par. And now setting up for the par 4 tee off. And this shot's looking promising. And this putt is for birdie. Ooh. And moving on to the 11th hole. And that was quite a display of power there. And I think he will be pleased with that. This one's about 6 feet away. And that one will go for birdie. And setting up for the par 3 hole. Going with the hybrid here. All right, and now he's on. This putt's right around a 9-footer. Ooh, almost. And this putt's for par. And that one will drop. All right, let's see what happens on the 13th hole here. And this one could be in the rough, but could not be. Let's find out. And now setting up in the sand. And back into the fairway. Got some good distance on that too. And about 5 feet from the cup. And that one drops for the bogey. And now setting up for the next par 4 hole. Now this one's looking like it's finding the fairway. Okay, about 165 yards to the pin. Going with the 8-iron here. "14 feet away. For the birdie. The next hole we have before us is a par 3. Let's see what happens. And that approach is on the green with some distance left. So close. And they're about 3 feet away here. And the par putt drops. And now setting up on the 16th tee. Okay, this one's looking pretty good. And from 155 yards out. Well, it's not on the top of the list of best approach shots today. Just not enough club on that one. And about 8 feet to the cup from here. And the par putt will drop. And now teeing off on the par 5. Phenomenal power on that one. And about 250 yards left to get to that pin. Well, this is a close one. It could be in the fairway. And I think he's going to like that. This putt's for birdie. And finishing this one with a good putt. And moving on to the 18th hole. Well, I think this one's going to find short grass. And just to correct myself, that last one ended up in the sand. And it looks like this will be a bit easier to hit from. Okay, and about 145 yards left. And going with the 9-iron. All right, and he's on. And this putt could save par. Ooh, inches away. And this putt's right around 2 feet. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're ready for some golf because it's almost guaranteed to be a good time here on the TGC Network. And we have second round action kicking off today. Let's get down there and pick up on the action. And now setting up in the beach here. And when you have a shot out of the sand like that, that makes birdie very, very possible. And that putt will drop for birdie. And now the second hole tee off. Going with the 9-iron here. And this putt's for birdie. Oh, that was close. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. And setting up for this next tee off. Wind could be an issue here. Let's see. It appears to be heading for the fairway here. And unfortunately, that one actually ended up in the rough. And this for the birdie. And finishing the hole with a solid putt. And now teeing off on this par 4. Well, so far so good for this one. And I apologize, we've actually ended up in the rough. And tapping it in for the par. And teeing off on this par 4. And nicely done. Looking like we'll have some fairway here. And it looks like that shot actually ended up in the rough. Well, I think this is heading to the rough. Well, you'll probably like that. Yeah, about 16 feet to the cup from here. For the birdie. And now the 6th hole. And look at the distance on this. And from 165 yards out. And this for the birdie. Okay, and let's see what the 7th has in store. And he's probably going to like that. About 15 feet to the cup from here. And for the par. And a nice putt. And next up is the par 5. Well, this one's looking like it's in the fairway. And he won't be too pleased with that. And this for the birdie. Oh my goodness, close, very close, but no cigar. And this putt's about a 2-footer here. And on to the 9th hole. And I think this one's going to find the fairway. Okay, and from 180 yards out. I think you'll like that. And this is right around the 8-foot mark. Oh, and it just didn't drop. And this for the par. Okay, and the 10th hole. Yeah, this is looking fairway bound. And I think he's going to like that. And this putt is for birdie. And a good putt. Okay, now moving on to the 11th. I don't think we'll find some fairway here. I think he'll be happy with that. This one's about 3 feet away. And that one goes in for the bird. Okay, moving on to the 12th. I think that's a 5-iron. Okay, he is now on the green. And this is for birdie. And a decent putt. And now the 13th hole. Well, this one's looking pretty good. Well, I apologize, folks. I did not see that going into the rough. And now from the sand. Wow, nicely done. That is putting par very much within reach on this hole. And that putt's going to drop for par. And setting up now on the 14th hole. It's looking like it's heading into the fairway. And about 155 yards out. Going with the 8-iron. All right, and he's on. From here, it's about 11 feet to the cup. For the birdie. And now setting up on this par 3. And heading for the green. Okay, he's putting now. And this one's for birdie. And that one will drop. And setting up on the 16th tee. And look at this drive, just screaming off the club face. From here, 190 yards to the pin. And going with the 6-iron. All right, and the putter's coming out now. From here, this is about 10 feet away. Oh, I thought that one was going to be in. And for the par. And next up, we have a par 5 hole. Very well played golf shot. Hitting this par 5 and 2, it's going to set up some serious possibilities. Ooh, and it just misses. This one looks about 4 feet. And that one goes for birdie. And now teeing up for the final hole of the round. And I think he will be happy with that. Okay, from 160 yards away. with the 9-iron. And missing the approach on that one. And that's not been the trend today. He has been pretty good in the area of greens and regulation today. And about 17 feet to the cup. Oh my goodness. And this for the bogey. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John McCarthy, and we are about to play some golf here on the TGC network. And our third round coverage is about to begin. We are not waiting for anyone. Let's get down to the first hole and see what happens. From 130 yards. Going with a pitching wedge here. And pitching wedge proving to be a bit too much club. And to save par. Ooh. That was very close. And this one for bogey. And teeing off on this next hole. Wind could be an issue on this one. And, well, I guess we're about to find out. And here's an 8-iron. And he's on the green. This one's right around 8 feet. And that one will drop for birdie. And now setting up for this par 5. Pretty sure he's going to like that one. And he'll be happy with that. And this putt's for birdie. Ooh, that was very close. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. And now setting up for the par 4. And a promising looking shot here. Okay, about 185 yards to the pin. Yeah, it looks like a 5-iron. And he will like that. And this one's for birdie. Okay, let's see what the 5th has in store for us. This one's looking pretty good so far. From about $150. Going with the 8-iron here. Well, I'm not quite sure where this one's going to end up. Yeah, not the greatest luck on that approach shot. And that's to be expected, unfortunately, in a wind like this. And about 16 feet left to go. Ooh, and that was very close. This putt's about a 2-footer. And moving on to the 6th here. Well, I'm pretty sure this is going to land in the fairway here. And about 190 yards to the pin. Going with the 5-iron here. And I think he will like that. 23 feet to go. This putt's looking to be about 2 feet. And now we find ourselves on the 7th hole tee off. And I think that's the hybrid. And I think he will like that. And this putt's for birdie. And this putt's about 3 feet away. And now teeing off on the par 5. Well, I think this one's going to find short grass. Nothing wrong with that. And this putt is for birdie. Okay, and on to the 9th. And this shot's looking promising. And about 170 yards to the pin. And that approach is safely on the green, but a whole lot of work to do for that next putt. Ooh, it looked close, but just didn't go. And this putt's right around 2 feet. And let's see what the 10th has in store. And that was spectacular work, hitting the green on this par 4 off the tee. And just missing. And this putt is for birdie. Okay, and now we will take a look at the leaderboard. And setting up for the par 5 hole. Nice shot. I think you'll like that. And it's about 3 feet to the cup from here. And moving along now on the 12th hole. This one's looking a bit long, folks. Well, it turns out that one's safely on. And about 19 feet to the cup. Oh, that's bad luck there. And this putt is for par. And time for the 13th here. And I am pretty sure he's going to like that. And about 185 yards to the pin. And here's the 6 iron. And I think he'll like that. This putt's for birdie. Ooh, just missing here. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. And setting up now on the 14th tee. Well, this one's looking like it's finding the fairway. Okay, and from 150 yards out. Here's a 9 iron. And nothing wrong with that shot. And about 12 feet from the cup. Oh, and just doesn't want to drop. And this putt's for par. And that one will drop. And teeing off on this par 3. This one's looking good, folks. And apologies to the folks at home. That actually ended up in the rough. And this to save par. Solid putt. Okay, and moving on to the 16th here. And just absolutely pounded this drive. Okay, about 140 yards to go. Here is the pitching wedge. And he's got to be happy with that. And this for the birdie. And from that length, that is just fine work. Okay, and setting up on the 17th tee. I think you'll like that. Looking like 8 feet to the cup here. And that one drops for the birdie. And picking up on the 18th hole action here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think you'll like that. And from 165 yards. Going with the 8-iron. And this putt is for birdie. And that one will drop. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John McCarthy, and I'm giving you all of the welcomes for joining us today here at this event brought to you by the TGC Network. We are ready for our final round coverage of this first event of the season. We're down on the first tee now, and let's see what happens. This one's looking good. 25 feet from the cup. Oh, that was very close. And for the par. And now let's see what the second hole has in store. And going with the 9-iron. And nothing wrong with that shot. Yeah, about 11 feet from the cup here. And that'll drop for birdie. And now the third hole tee off. And there's a long bomb, folks. Look at that. And this putt's for birdie. Oh, that was so close. And this putt's about a 2-footer here. And now the fourth hole. Well, so far so good for this one. And about 160 yards to the pin. And not the greatest approach shot there. Just didn't have enough club. This one's about 2 feet from the cup. Okay, let's see what the fifth has in store today. And he's probably going to like that. And from 150 yards. Going with the 9-iron here. And I think he's going to like that. And this for the birdie. Ooh, that would have been good. And tapping in for the par. Next up is a par 4, folks. And 180 yards out. Going with the 6 iron. And that approach is on with a lengthy putt coming up. Ooh, and that was very close. It just didn't drop. This putt's about 5 feet from the cup. And that putt will go for par. And let's see what the 7th hole has in store today. And here's the 5 wood. Well, the approach did find the green, but quite a long distance putt ahead. And now let's take a look at the leaderboard. And the 8th hole is next. And I think he's going to like that. I think he's going to like that. Setting up about 12 feet away. Oh, and I thought that was going to go. And for the par. And now the 9th hole. And just a powerful drive here. And about 180 yards to the pin. And looks like a 6 iron. All right, and he's on the green now. 11 feet to the cup. For the birdie. And now setting up for the par 4 tee off. And I'm not quite sure here. It could end up in the fairway, though. Just a nice shot out of the sand, and very possible to make birdie with this next shot. For the bird. And now teeing off on the par 5. And nicely done, looking like we'll have some fairway here. Oh, this is a tough call. Could be rough, could be fairway. And that's a pretty inspiring shot just there, hitting this par 5 green in 2 definite eagle possibilities. And this for the birdie. And a decent little putt there. And now we find ourselves on the 12th. Now he's on the green. Time for putting. And about 7 feet to go here. And that putt will drop for birdie. All right, let's see what happens on the 13th hole here. Well, this one's looking like it's in the fairway. And from 175 yards out. This one's heading for the green. And that couldn't have been the intended result on that approach. And the wind got the best of that one, I think. Ooh, and it just misses. And this putt is essential for saving par. And a nice putt there. And now setting up for the next par 4 hole. And it sounded powerful off the club face. This is going for days. And from 160 yards out. And here's an 8-iron. I think he'll like that. And this one's for birdie. It's about 6 feet to go here. Ooh, and just inches away from greatness. And this putt is for bogey. And finishing this hole out with a solid putt. And now setting up on this par 3. He's got to be pleased with that. And about 9 feet to go here. For the birdie. And now setting up on the 16th tee. And I think this one's going to find the fairway. From here, about 195 yards to the pin. That looks like the hybrid. And I think he will be pleased with that. And about 4 feet from the cup. For the birdie. Okay, and moving on to the 17th now. And it's looking like this is bound for the short stuff. And this putt is for birdie. And that putt drops. Teeing it up here on the 18th. And this is looking fairway bound. And about 165 yards to the pin. Well, that was unfortunate. Unfortunately, not enough club, I think. This next putt is for a final round score of 65. And that one drops for par.